driving down the highway and I saw this gray thing in the background. We just got done fishing and bad news. I just lost the back deck from my boat. The deck frame is screwed down and I plan to have the deck screwed down here, but I never did it. And it's never flew out, it never had a problem. But as you can see, my back deck is on the side of the road. Unfortunately, I wish I could throw it back in, but the seat got all damaged. It ripped out all of this wiring. I mean, I could probably, I don't know. I don't even know. And of course, the carpet is all jacked up. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back in my boat, but it is done for. So all that, I might be able to reuse these, maybe. If I can, no, because those are messed up too. Well then, what a great day. Went fishing, didn't catch anything, and on the way home, my back deck flew out of my boat, ripped out all the wiring, tore up the seat, and messed up the entire, well, not the deck frame, but messed up the deck that you stand on. So that's freaking awesome. I'm gonna have to rebuild all of that, but yeah, that just sucks. The boat was done, and I guess it's my fault for not attaching the deck to the frame. Oops. But luckily no one was behind me when it flew out. That would have sucked if it hit someone. That was a lot of weight flying out of the boat. That was scary though. I just saw a gray thing fly up, and I thought my entire boat bounced. That's what I thought happened. But I looked back and I saw that deck flying through the air. I was like, fudge. So yeah, luckily it's not too much damage. Could have been way worse. But I will have to put a lot more work back into the boat to finish it again, which really sucks. But I will show you all the boat when I get to the house. Okay, so I just made it home. So this arm on the outboard motor was lifted up. Of course, the deck flying out lifted that up, but I hope nothing there is messed up. But it doesn't look like it hit or scratched. I don't see any scratches on the outboard motor, so I don't think it did anything to the outboard. I am gonna put some water on it and test it out. But so here is all the wiring that was on the control panel, which is now right there. So we have 3 positives and a negative. This positive and negative gave power to the control panel, and then these 2 were on quick disconnects for the bilge pump and the nav light, and those actually just disconnected. They didn't get torn off, but the positive and negative wires got torn off. So we got these 2 wires. They ran to this switch panel right here, which is also messed up. So it yanked out all of the negatives. I don't know if it broke it or just yanked them out. I think it just yanked them out. And I was thinking this piece was done for. I thought I was gonna have to redo all of that, but it looks like just the carpet is messed up here. The wood is good. So what I'm gonna have to do is just peel off all of the carpet and recarpet it. This absolutely sucks. It's not bad. It's not the end of the world. The boat is still fine, still usable. But the seat is done for. I was hoping the seat was salvageable. I mean, the front looks great, but the back is done for. So this was I think this was like a $50 seat. So that's the most expensive thing I lost. It was $50 seat. That's what I get for not screwing this deck down. But like I said, I've drove it an hour and a half, never had any problems. I guess it just caught the right amount of wind and blew out. Alright, I'm gonna see if the motor starts real quick. I have a feeling it will. I mean, I'm not worried that they got hit or anything, but just to make sure. I was looking at the chair And I noticed that this latch right here is broken off. I mean, of course that could have happened while it flew out and hit the road, but my thinking is why this thing flew out is maybe because while I'm driving 60 miles per hour down the road, this latch could have broke off and the chair opened up, and that just caught a bunch of wind and flipped the deck out and made the whole deck fly out. I mean, that's just my thinking. Like I said, this could have broke when it hit the road, but there's really no damage up here on the chair. Again, that's my guess of why this back deck flew out of my boat. Of course, it's also because I didn't have it screwed down. That's my fault as well. But since I'm thinking that that is why this flew out, I'm not going to add another chair to the back deck. So it's just going to be the flat back deck, and you can still sit right here, which is okay because half of the times I was sitting halfway on the chair, halfway off, just to be in the right position. So I think that not having a chair will be better and easier to fix. I won't have to run to Amarillo and buy a new chair, won't have to spend more money. Luckily, I had a leftover piece of carpet that will fit this, so I don't have to go buy more carpet either. I still need to check out this switch panel here and make sure I can just plug these back in. But I'm going to go ahead and continue taking apart this deck. That is trash. Okay, so basically what happened was all these tabs right here got ripped off of these switches. So what I've been doing is I took off all of these tabs, I straightened out the pins, and now I'm just sticking them back into the slots. I already got 4 back in there, and then I can connect the quick connects back to the tabs, and then this switch panel should be working just fine. I believe that it will work. I just need to connect it all back together and then connect it back to the batteries, and then we should have a basically new switch panel. Okay, so I put back all the negative wiring back into the switch panel. It's all connected, and I have it connected to a negative and positive wire, and all of the lights are on. So we now have power to the switches. I'm happy with the switch. It is working, so I don't have to buy a new one. That is good. So there's that done. Now I can take apart the screws, take that base off, and rip off all this carpet. Alright, so I just spent about 30 minutes or so taking all that carpet off. That thing sucked. I had that on there pretty good. I didn't know it would be that strong, but it was pretty freaking strong. But at least I know that I built this boat really good, and the carpet would have never came off. Alright, so I got all of this wired back up, and I thought once I got the wires on that this bilge pump light would work. All these other lights work, but for some reason the bilge pump light doesn't work. The switch works, as you can hear the bilge pump kick on down there. So that switch is getting power, the light just doesn't work. But that's okay, because the only reason I really want the lights is to easily see if a switch is kicked on. because if a switch is kicked on, then it's draining power from the battery, and I don't want to leave that on too long and lose all my power. But I will know when the bilge pump is on because it's pretty loud, so I don't really need that light. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this back in the hole, and then we can get that screwed back down. Alright, so now we have the deck back in place, and we have the switch panel hooked back up. I'm going to go ahead and plug in this anchor light just to make sure that other switch works. I only have 2 things hooked up to this panel here. So here is the anchor light. Aha, okay, still works. So that's all fine. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Next thing I need to do is get the carpet on these hatches. Alright, so I got all of the work done. I got the carpet on the hatches, I got the latches installed, and the hinges installed as well. Hinges are the absolute worst part of building a boat. I hate it so much. Well, if you hide it like this, they're the worst. But got all that done. I'm super excited about that. So it's back to normal except for the seat. One thing I did do though is, if you look right about here, I believe, it's hard to see, yeah, right there, I cut a little square in the carpet, and there is a screw. So I actually screwed down the back deck. There's a screw there, one there, and one on that side as well. I was going to glue that down, but it hides it so well I really don't need to. So now the back deck is screwed down and should never fly out again. Luckily, no one was behind me. Luckily, no one got hurt. And lesson learned, had to spend another day or so of work on the boat. But it's back to normal, and I will probably take it out tomorrow, test this out, see how it feels without a seat. I think it might be better, honestly. But that will be in the next video. But I hope you all enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.